We're also seeing that patchy fog continue for portions of the Gogebic County and Watersmeet and near Mercer, as well as off to our west in Grand Rapids, Hibbing, and Aiken. Once the sun rises, those winds will pick back up and the fog will dissipate fairly quickly. High pressure is still in control right now, and that's what's kept us so quiet and calm over the evening and for a nice start to our Wednesday. So a quick check at your Miller Mall car wash forecast. Looking at a high of 73 today, right above average, and we stay above average through Thursday. Thursday, of course, I've got the yellow flag. I am tracking some showers and thunderstorms. Some will be on the stronger side. I'll break down your hour-by-hour forecast coming up next.
All right, thank you, Caitlin. Over the last year, some businesses in downtown Duluth say homelessness and mental health crises have been on the rise. On Monday, City Council approved funding for a new social worker position to help handle some of those tough situations. CBS 3's Quinn Gorham takes a look at how the position will impact downtown and why not everyone is on board.
The Greater Downtown Council is a nonprofit aimed at helping create a clean and safe downtown. The group hopes a new social worker will help do just that.
This is an individual who would be working out on the street, really proactively connecting with people who are maybe facing homelessness, maybe facing addiction issues or mental health issues.
Christy Stokes, president of the GDC, says their goal is to have someone who's ready to step up at any time at a moment's notice.
As it relates to individuals, it would be building stronger relationships with them. Someone who can be dedicated specifically to the downtown 40 hours a week.
City Council gave $300,000 of federal COVID money to help pay for the salary and resources. But Councilor Joel Cypress was one of the two people who voted no on the new position, saying more can be done with that money.
I think we had the opportunity for a more effective program and also a more cost-effective program where we would get more value for an investment.
According to Cypress, that's in part because of the GDC partnership with the national organization Block by Block. He says it's a great organization but wishes the city would keep it local.
We have a lot of people in our community organizations that have a lot of experience locally working on issues of homelessness. And I think we lost the opportunity to have a close partnership between those organizations.
As for Stokes, she says there's always more that can be done, but it's a step in the right direction.
This isn't the silver bullet that's going to solve all of our issues. This is just one tool in the toolbox.
The GDC is currently working on the hiring process for the new role and hopes to have somebody ready to work within the next month. The St. Louis County Board appointed a new county attorney on Tuesday. After last week's recommendation, yesterday's vote means Kim Mackey's new role will become official next month. Current St. Louis County Attorney Mark Rubin recently announced his plans to retire. Mackey, an Iron Range native, will fill the remainder of Rubin's term, which lasts through next year. She is currently an assistant St. Louis County attorney. 4 former Minneapolis police officers are pleading not guilty to charges stemming from George Floyd's case. Derek Chauvin, Tu Tao, Jake Wang, and Thomas Lane were all arraigned on federal civil rights charges Tuesday morning. Chauvin is accused of depriving Floyd of the right to be free from unreasonable seizure and unreasonable force by a police officer. He's already in prison, serving a 22.5-year sentence for Floyd's murder during their encounter in 2020. Tao and Guang are accused of failing to intervene in the case. All 4 ex-officers are also charged with failing to give Floyd medical aid. Federal trial dates have not been set. Bemidji police are asking the public to keep an eye out for a missing woman. 23-year-old Stephanie Chupp was last seen before 7 Monday morning in the Ninemore area. Police say she might be driving a white Pontiac Grand Prix. Stephanie is just over 5 feet tall and weighs 200 pounds. Anyone with any information on her whereabouts should contact Bemidji police. Hibbing schools are now requiring face coverings for all K-12 students, staff, and visitors. And Tuesday we learned some are unhappy with how that decision was made. This week, Hibbing parents and students have been protesting the mandate outside the high school. The district updated its policy based on recommendations from the Minnesota Department of Health. The decision was announced on Friday afternoon and went into effect on Monday morning. Protesters say that's not enough for families to weigh in on the options, adding that the board didn't take anyone else's input into consideration. Many protesters believe wearing a mask should be a choice, not a mandate.
I have vaccinated children, I have unvaccinated children. It's their choice. But to force something on people in our country against our will, that is wrong.
We reached out to school board members for comment. Some didn't get back to us. The ones who didn't want to comment. Booked up for months and needing help. One of the only multicultural hair studios in the Twin Ports says they are proof the community needs these type of businesses. I spoke with a shop that's doing their best to meet the growing demand.
We definitely need a lot more natural hairstylists in this area.
Tammy Mall is the only stylist at Locked Up Creations in downtown Duluth. Her studio is 2 doors down from LUKS Beauty Supply, run by her husband, Junior Gregory. The pair has been busy as one of the only multicultural hair studios in the Northland.
It was mainly for her to do dreads, but then the retail part took off.
Mall's books are now the fullest they've ever been on her first day back after taking time off.
I had surgery, so I had to take a couple months to just recover, which made me extremely backed up. And I was still getting calls from new people, and I unfortunately had to just say I'm so backed up when I get back. I might be next year that I could get to you. I don't know.
That high demand emphasizing the lack of Black hair-focused businesses in the Twin Ports. UMD student Will Aladadan knows that firsthand. He recently taught a friend how to do his locks because he had nowhere else to go.
It's been tough. I usually have to drive down to the cities if I ever want to get products for my hair, if I want to get my hair done.
Mall says she knows of a couple other stylists in the area, but they're usually also booked. LUKS sees clients from the entire Twin Ports, the Iron Range, even Canada.
Somebody be like, well, y'all don't have this anywhere else I can go? And I would be happy to be like, yeah, go here, but it's like, I'm not really sure where to direct them, so I just try my best to get whatever they need.
Gregory says it's not about competition. If there were more studios and shops like this nearby, he hopes they would work together to meet the need.
I encourage people to even open up more. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of people starting to get here, and like more people are coming here and they need these things.
Aladadan says these businesses are important for the community's growing diversity.
For multicultural kids growing up in Duluth, like having a place like this where they can go and get their hair done is like essential to them, and it will help them grow and be able to identify as a person of color living in a community such as this one.
A way to twist together the culture here in the Twin Ports. Locked Up Creation Studio currently only specializes in dreadlock services, but they're looking to hire more stylists and expand into braiding, wig placement, and other skill sets for the community.